I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. I'm here as a guest host on Beneath the Surface at the Vancouver-Cambridge Investor Conference. And I'm here with Eira Thomas, who's the CEO of Kaminak Gold. Kaminak's working on the coffee project, which I love, and I've said that many times in my newsletter. There's lots of things that I love about coffee. I love its jurisdiction. I love the type of mineralization that's there. I love the grade. I love the metallurgy, and I like the management. So I'm sure you have to do this all the time. If you had to say what you think the strongest attributes of the coffee project are, what's your answer?
Well, thank you, Gwen. I'm glad to hear that you like the project so much. I think you've highlighted the key attributes which are real big value drivers for our project, but if I had to pick two, other than the political jurisdiction, which we think is very strong, I would say it's grade and metallurgy. When coffee goes into production, we will be one of the highest grade heap leach gold mines in the world. And the metallurgy is also a really important value driver in allowing us to bring our costs way down. You know, at this stage, we're contemplating crushing to 1/2 inch, but we're actually getting good recoveries even at 6 inch. So the potential, yes, and we've got more results to come on the 6 inch soon.
Okay.
But our hope is that we could eliminate at least one stage of crushing and may even consider run-of-mine leaching for the feasibility study as well.
Wow. And I mean, heap leach is just offers so many advantages. I mean, it's cost effective.
It's cost effective and it's simple. You know, I have to say I've worked my entire career north of 60 and on a variety of projects, and coffee really is the simplest and it's the most straightforward. We're using tried and tested conventional technology. We don't need to build a mill. There's no tailings. It's basically dig it out of the ground, throw it on a heap, and recover the gold. So it's easy.
That's fantastic. So coffee, to me, is a project that has come a long way in a short period of time. We talk these days about it taking almost 20 years often from discovery to production. Coffee's, production is still a little ways off, but coffee's made some great strides in a short period of time.
It really has. We've been really fortunate that we've been obviously blessed with a really strong resource, and the first hole was 2010. Since that time we've drilled about 220,000 meters. We elected to do a PEA in 2014, and we really wanted that study to be rigorous so that we could make a decision on whether to take the project directly to feasibility. Because the economics came out strong and we didn't identify any major hurdles for the project, we did make the decision as a board to go aggressively towards feasibility study, and our hope is that we'll have that done by the end of 15, early 16, which will allow us to start the permitting process. So all told, we're hoping to have this project kind of shovel ready by the end of 2018.
Wow. Okay, so clearly that'll be the focus in 2015 is the feasibility study. Does that involve much more expansion drilling, or is that really focusing in on engineering, condemnation drilling, those sorts of things?
That's right. I mean, we're really focusing our efforts right now on what we see as our first mining opportunity at Coffee. As you know, the project and all of the deposits that we've delineated to date are completely open along strike and to depth. So as geologists, we have a hard time restricting our efforts to that first mining opportunity, but we are trying to be very diligent. The market is challenging and we're very cognizant of keeping our share structure tight, so we're trying to raise just enough capital to get us to that critical milestone. Our intention is that we certainly will get back to exploration drilling as soon as the markets allow, and that is an important part of the coffee story. There is lots of resource expansion potential.
Absolutely. Okay, so talking about capital markets, they have been very difficult for quite a few years, and for gold, like from all the metals for 4 years, for gold for 2 years, but you have still been able to make a lot of progress and keep money coming in. Of course, Ross Beatty and Lucas Undine coming on board as investors in the project this summer, that was significant. Can you talk a little bit about how that happened and what that has meant for Kaminak as a company?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, as you know, the industry is small, and I've been working in this industry for more than 25 years, and I've actually worked with Lucas on a couple of other projects and companies, so that is how that relationship has been kind of fostered along. Ross I've known for years and years as well, and really we just had an opportunity this summer to actually get them on site, and that was absolutely key, because you can look at a study in black and white and say, well, that looks very nice, but everyone thinks of the Yukon as remote and expensive, and I think having Lucas and Ross, able to stand on the site, look at the project and see that logistically this is relatively relatively straightforward, and it's a cost-effective place to develop a mine. So I think the two of them were surprised and thereafter really convinced once we had the PEA in hand that coffee would someday be a mine and a good one.
Right. And the markets certainly responded initially to their coming on board. We saw Kaminak go up. It's come down a bit since. That's sort of the nature of gold. But gold has done well in the last few weeks or in the last 2 months. How do you feel about gold going forward? I mean, you're in a gold company, so I'm going to...
Sure. The best part about our project is that we're somewhat insulated. The margins of this project are such that you can stress gold down to $1,000 and we still have a project that works. We've come in with all-in sustaining costs of under $700 an ounce. So that has really given me a whole lot of comfort on, being able to just progress this project as it should be, without fussing about what the price of gold is doing every single day. Having said that, the macro environment for gold in the last few weeks, as you said, has strengthened, and that gives me some real hope that this project is going to hit the market at the right time, i.e. when we get to the point where we need to write a big check to build this thing, we're hopeful that there will be renewed interest in this commodity.
Absolutely. Hopefully, a couple years from now, we're hoping for gold going up. I mean, the bear markets are what create bull markets, and we've certainly been in a bear market, so I think things look good going forward, and I think Kaminak's in a good position for it. So.
Well, thank you, and I'm glad to hear it, but we're feeling, very excited and very comfortable with where we're at in the cycle.
And I am too. I got in below Ross and Lucas, which is not something that you get to say very often in the markets in general, and that's where my subscribers got in as well. So,
well, good for you.
Hopefully, hopeful going forward.
Good.
For sure. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for doing this today.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.